this is Jesse, and you're watching Street Photography with Jesse Acosta. Someone posted a question. It was something I said on a video that I was finding it harder to take photos, and then I said, and I'll tell you why in a minute, and I never got back to explaining why. And someone called me out on that, and I apologize. And I tried to answer quickly on the video on YouTube, but mainly it's because at first I was just kind of like getting over the fear of approaching people, so I would be just shooting them from the back, from the side, and eventually I got to the point where I would photograph them from the front, and then it got to the point where it was just shoot anybody from the front, and it's a process. Everything's a process. When I started doing the videos, I was doing street photography for like 3 weeks. Now I have 6 months, but I'm in no way an expert when it comes to street photography. I like photography and I like street photography, and it's a process, and like everything, if you stop doing it, you kind of fall behind, and you need to continue practicing it so you can develop yourself. So at first, like I mentioned, I would just be concerned with getting somebody from the front, photographing somebody, and then as that progressed and I found it easier to photograph those people, I wanted to have something extra. So then I wanted to find a story to the photo, or some drama or something. I got over the fear of approaching people from the front and taking their photo. Now I needed to find, first of all, a subject that was interesting, not just anybody. At first it was just anybody. Now, the second part of that was just to have somebody that was interesting, had some facial features that were interesting to me, and then would concentrate on getting a story with the photo. So something had to be implied in the photography, or in the photograph, I should say. So when you think about that, that's what I say is now it's becoming harder, because now I passed a lot of opportunities to take pictures of just people or something, but I have a hard time now finding those moments where I can see, oh, that scene that's saying something, or that moment as a photograph would have something, a meaning or something. So I think if you go through my street photography set on Flickr, you start, I think they're sorted by the newest is first, but if you start at the beginning, you'll see the progression, I guess. So the first set of photos, they're just things and stuff and people, and then as they get newer, because now I'm looking for more stuff or a story behind the photograph. Now you'll see that, hopefully. I'm hoping you'll be able to see that on the photos. So that's what I meant by that. So I kind of want to now that I explained that, I want to show you or tell you what I look for. And basically, like I said, is if it's a person, he has to have a quality, some interesting qualities to the face. To me, I mean, it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna feel the same way, but I mean, there's some people that they just look not weird, but interesting. And I don't mean anything bad and like, oh, your face is interesting. It is interesting, and that's why I want to catch it. So I see more, and don't think that I'm boasting here or anything, but if I take your photo, it's kind of like to acknowledge that person, not to be like, oh, here's a person, like let's see whatever, let's make fun of it. No, it's not like that. I mean, with photography, I try to showcase, that's probably a better word, different scenes, different people. So people need to have certain qualities to their face or the way they're dressed, and then on top of that, there has to be a story, like I said. So one, I look for people. I look for interesting faces. I look for contrast in the photo. It's weird, but sometimes, and I wish I could prove it, but I can. So sometimes I can even, whenever I'm seeing something, I can even see it in black and white, because black and white would teach you to see the contrast. I mean, once you take the color out of the scene, let's say you have different colors, for example, and then you take a photo. If you convert that color to black and white, it might be that there's really nothing to the photo. Maybe some colors pop out more than others, but once you get rid of that, it's just flat. So it's kind of weird, but you need to be kind of like seeing in black and white. You need to learn to see in black and white and see the contrast and see anything popping. So there's this photo that I took when it was raining. So I saw this girl walking with an umbrella. She was wearing a light color dress. Now the dress, it was yellow, I think, with white, and then the background was just, it was raining, so it was dark and just not much color or anything like that. When I did the conversion, she pops out, and then you can do some more editing to enhance that. There's nothing wrong with that, but for the most part, there's no Photoshop. I didn't change anything. I just did the conversion, and you see the subject pop out. So if you can look for that, I mean, that's a start. Look for contrast. Anybody that's wearing light versus dark, then you need to position them against a dark or white, depending on what they're wearing background. And then once you do that, you do the conversion, it's going to be real easy to find out what the subject is. And that's what I look for. Then once I'm done with the contrast, then I try to look for the story. So this photo is one of my favorites, and it's like there's a piece of paper, there's a man there sitting in front of a church. Now that can mean a lot of things. Maybe the paper is not him. I call it the letter, but maybe the letter is not his. Maybe he threw it. Maybe he's tired of something. Maybe he got divorce papers. Maybe it's a bill for something that he can't afford. So to me, that could be a story. I mean, it's I don't know for sure because I didn't go and ask him, but it can work in that way. It would be like, okay, this is a church, so clearly he wants help, or he's asking the powers that be for help, and like I said, maybe that paper was just there. Maybe it's trash. Maybe it was him. Maybe he just threw it and gave up, and that creates the drama. So moments like that are rare, and those are the ones that you should kind of learn to identify. And I guess there's different types of street photography. One is just shoot everybody, but I try to kind of have that contrast and make sure the photograph has a clear subject. And then on top of that, and this is a harder thing, is to find the story behind the photograph. Now that doesn't happen often. I'm not saying that all my photographs have the drama, but that's something I look for. I mean, sometimes, I mean, it's just the mere contrast of the two subjects. It makes sense, and I'll decide to post it. Doesn't mean that also all the photos that I take, I post. No, I might take 100 photos or something like that, and then I'll choose based on the story, the drama, and the contrast. I guess that's all I wanted to share for today. Getting to do some street photography, but I wanted to take this time to mention that and let you know that. And if you have any more questions about what I just said, just go ahead and post on the comments, and I'll try to explain a little bit more if you have a specific question. But that's it.